Listen the beats.
If I put my heart on you.
Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl again, Rumbi Sweet, aka Lulu. I'm back again with another bang of a look. So if you're interested to watch how I transform myself to this, then you must keep on watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, engage, and subscribe to your girl's channel. And thank you so much for the support. I'll see you in the video.
Good morning, Takara.
I still get goosebumps every time you pull up to my hood, girl. Every time you pull up to my hood, girl.
So the first thing I'm doing is prepping my skin. I'm using this primer, and the reason why we use a primer is because you want the foundation to sit well on the skin and the makeup to stay longer during the day. I'm mixing these two foundations because the other one is too dark, the other one is too light. So I'm mixing the two foundations to achieve my skin tone. This is a life-saving hack you can make use of when you run out of your foundation, eh? Just make sure the two foundations are nicely blended so that we don't see that you have combined two foundations. So now I'm blending with a beauty sponge, and you must make sure that the beauty sponge is damp. It's necessary to damp your beauty sponge because we want to achieve a flawless skin, and we want the foundation to sit well on the skin as well as have that full coverage, like, if I make sense. And it's a bit difficult to achieve a flawless and a full coverage foundation when your beauty sponge is not damp. So make sure it's not dry, okay? Next step is concealer. I'm applying a brighter concealer, 2 times brighter than my skin tone. We are highlighting. This is called highlighting, and we highlight because we want those features to be more exposed because they've been covered by a foundation. So we want those features to be exposed. This is the reason why we are highlighting, okay? Like I always say, blending is key. Make sure your makeup is blended. Your concealers and foundations are well blended. They must sink into the skin, okay? And the next step is setting my foundation and concealer with a translucent powder. Here you can also use a pressed powder, or you can also use a baby powder if you don't have a translucent powder. And then we are now contouring the face. We contour the cheekbones, we also contour the nose, we also contour the forehead. But I'm not going to contour the forehead because I applied some baby hairs, so already my forehead looks small, so there's no need. We contour because we want those features to look smaller and sharper. And you don't necessarily need a contouring palette. You can always use your eyeshadows, those dark tones eyeshadows, if you don't have like a contour palette, okay? Now I'm just setting and blending where I had applied the translucent powders. Just want the skin to look uniform, you know. Speaking of uniform, we want the skin to look completely the same. Please don't forget to apply your powders or your foundation also on the neck area. Here I'm just making sure there's no harsh lines whatsoever. The skin is seamless and well blended. And here I'm just contouring my nose because I want that nose so nice and snatched. Let's move on to eyeshadow, my favorite part of the show. I'm using this Cam Ready palette. I love it so much. It's so pigmented, so perfect. I'm digging into that light orange shade. I'm using it as my transition color. You know, I don't know how best I can explain what a transition shade is, but I'm gonna try, okay? So it's the first shade you use just below your eyebrow. And the reason why we apply a transition shade is because we want the colors to blend into each other seamlessly and to avoid harsh lines. So a transition shade is going to help you achieve a flawless eyeshadow look because the eyeshadows will blend into each other smoothly and nicely. I don't know if I make sense, but I hope I do. So your transition shade is going to be lighter than the main color you're going to apply on the lid. Do I make sense? So let's say you want to apply blue on the lid as your main color, then you need a softer blue as your transition shade. Okay guys, don't judge me, ne? It's been a while. I haven't been doing dramatic looks these days, so I was kind of struggling, but yeah, we move. Anyway, I was going for a cut crease in this look, so I'm applying that purple color just below the transition shade, and I'm going to blend it nicely. The colors must sink nicely into each other, you know me that well, you know how much I love colorful looks. So I was playing around with my colors here. So I'm applying that purple in the crease because I didn't want just one color, like just that transition shade alone. I wanted a little bit of color. So yeah, that's the reason why I opted for the purple color in my crease. So I also went into that pink shade because my purple was now like covering the transition shade. So yeah, I mixed it with a little bit of pink just to give it a lot of uvum, you know. When you're playing with colorful looks, you must make sure your blending game is strong. Otherwise, you will look like a ghost, my guy. I'm telling you. And as always, we don't play here when it comes to blending. As much as I'm struggling, as much as it's been a while, in my opinion, I haven't lost my touch that much. Hey guys, you must always, always use fluffy brushes when you're blending. Make sure you're using the correct brush, otherwise you will really struggle to blend. Have you noticed how much time I take on my eyeshadow? Guys, I take my time. With my eyeshadow, I don't play. So now I'm cleaning my crease with micellar water in the cotton bud. I am cleaning it so that I can place my concealer as my eyeshadow base. So I'm using a micellar water because it really leaves the crease so clean and nice, so that the concealer will have a clean base to stay on. So now I'm cutting my crease using a bright concealer. You use a bright concealer when you're going for dramatic looks, very colorful looks, because you want the pigmentation to pop up more. And I always use a concealer as my eyeshadow base. And if you're going for like natural looks, then you don't have to use this kind of a concealer. You have to use like those dull color concealers. When you're cutting your crease, just make sure your hand is very stable and not shaky. I jumped into that light orange color from my Morphe 35B palette, and I'm using it in the inner crease. As you can tell from the video, I am packing the color. I'm not blending, I'm packing it on the eyelid, and you must use a flat brush to do that. So you see the importance of concealer. Concealer is playing a very huge role here because now the eyeshadow is like sticking onto that wet concealer, which is going to help with the pigmentation. Honestly, was just playing around with color. I didn't know like which look I want to achieve, like which colors to use, so I was just going with the flow. As you can tell, I applied another orange color again from the palette, and I went on to add a purple color as well to the outer corners of my crease just to add more depth. So the trick here in colors is knowing which color goes well with which color. You must know how to pair your colors, okay? So I kind of figured that I was going for a sunset look and I wanted more depth in my look. I added that hot pink from the Morphe 35B palette, and I loved the outcome. It looked really nice. So you see, color combination is very important. You must know which color pairs well with which color. It's made of playing with colors and like trying out different things and being creative. So we're done with the eyeshadows. We're moving on to applying the wing liner. And again, like I always say, your hand mustn't be shaky. It must be very stable. Otherwise, you'll end up missing your eyeshadow look. But then don't be afraid to mess up, man. I mean, things happen. You can always use a concealer to clean the mess up. I went on to do my mascara and my lashes off camera because it was going to be a super long video. If you're interested to know how I apply my eyelashes, then you must please check my previous videos. I'm using that Cam Ready highlighter to do my tear duct because I wanted that popping effect on my tear duct. I really love these highlighters. They are super pigmented, guys. You can tell from the video, eh? I'm using my Beauty Treats blush palette to blush my cheeks. This was my first ever blush palette and I never went back. I love it so much. Super affordable. You can get it in Discount. The slogan remains the same, guys. Blend, 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 blend. Okay? You wanna achieve a flawless look, right? Then you must not get tired of blending. And to make this process easier for you, you must invest in good brushes, guys. I'm locking in the makeup with my Kiki Beauty Coconut Priming Water. And I love this priming water, guys. It smells really nice. They have this one and the mint one. I love the coconut one. It's very important, guys, to set your makeup because you want the makeup to stay during the day and not to move. So yeah, especially if you have like an oily skin, it's very important to set your makeup. If you don't have a setting spray, you can always use water, guys. I always say with makeup you can always improvise. That's the good thing about makeup. So my hack is, if you don't have like a setting spray, you can always use water and you mix it with your glycerin. Setting spray made of glycerin and water is the best, guys. If you don't have a setting spray, it gives you that dewy and glowing skin, especially this winter. You will love it, trust me. I went for an ombre lip using my Kiki Beauty lip stains. I'm highlighting again those areas that I have highlighted with a concealer, and I am using my Revlon Skin Lights highlighter. I just want to achieve that extra glow. Everything is finally falling in place. The look is nice and it's giving. I'm just finishing off the look with applying some mascara on my lower lashes. I just love me some glossy lips, so yeah, I am going in with that Discam gloss. The look has come to completion, guys. This is the final look. This is it and I love it. It's giving. Love it, and I hope you learned one or two. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more of these dramatic looks, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.
You should find another one, cause it made it been rough. But I don't have to make you love me.